NXT Stand and Deliver is just around the corner, but Stephanie Vaquer is not going to do that. Instead, she's going to lay down and give up one of her championships. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. All we hear is that Shawn Michaels is cooking. Shawn Michaels is the master chef. Shawn Michaels is the great cook in NXT. I'd love to know what he's cooking. He must be cooking double cheeseburgers because he's not cooking double champions. Because Stephanie Vaquer is no longer a double champion. She's had the NXT North American Championship taken away from her on this week's edition of NXT. So the show opened up with Stephanie Vaquer, the NXT Women's Champion, and the NXT Women's North American Champion, and it also opened up with The Rock's daughter, who is simply there just because she is The Rock's daughter. From now on, that's what we're going to call her. I don't think I'm going to give her the respect of Ava or Ava Rain or whatever, or the GM. I'm just simply going to call her The Rock's daughter because she fucking sucks and doesn't deserve to be there.
Yeah, she does. And let's just call it like it is with this, right? Obviously, Yulia was injured, so Stephanie Vaquer wins. And you know what it is? They've got no... It's long-term booking. She can't lose for like 4 years, so we can't have somebody win the North American Championship offer. So what we're going to do is take it off her, and we can have some other jobbers fight for that at Stand and Deliver. Could her dropping the North American Championship no actually do something for someone if you're trying to build them? But they're too afraid to do it. See, Stephanie Vaquer, right? She's not going to lose that NXT World title until, like, what? I wouldn't be surprised until 2026. So their wee way of not having her lose a match is, well, you know what? She can't hold both belts. She's going to have to lose the North American Championship. It's cheap and it's fucking pathetic. What happened to people being absolutely able to lose belts back in the day? That's what it is.
Yeah. What happened? We don't know. But I'll tell you what happened here. Ava Rain says that there's a stacked... The Rock's daughter said there was a stacked roster of women in NXT, and that it would not be right for Stephanie Vaquer. She doesn't have to defend the belts by herself. So she spoke to her, and both The Rock's daughter and Stephanie Vaquer came to the conclusion that she would vacate the championship. I mean, first of all, my problem with that is, why celebrate the fact she was a double champion? Why celebrate the fact that... Why even have the title unification match when it was going to end up one person having both belts? If The Rock's daughter already knew this was going to be the case, it's not like they've went months and months down the line and that they're seeing that both belts aren't being defended regularly, right? Literally, she won the match. She won it a few weeks ago. So it's not even like... It's not even 30 days. It's not like, the belts haven't been defended in 30 days. She defended both the belts last week. So that makes zero sense to me at all, the fact that they're relinquishing this, right? We had Kurt Angle, when he broke in, he had the Intercontinental Championship, he had the European Championship, he was defending both belts, he had both belts. Could you imagine Angle agreeing to give one of them up? Imagine Angle speaking with... I can't even remember who it was, whether it was McMahon at the time or Commissioner Foley or HBK or whatever, drugged out his tits coming in to be the odd sheriff or commissioner or whatever his title was.
Linda McMahon.
But could you imagine Angle sitting down and voluntarily agreeing to give up one of the belts? Even though he was a heel, he would have been like, no, these are my championships. I ain't giving them up. Championships are supposed to be precious. And she's just gave it up. And she's not gave up the one she's just won. She's gave up the one that she had. Now, I get it. The NXT Women's Championship is more prestigious and it's considered better. But I still don't believe that a champion would voluntarily be giving this up. Doesn't make any sense to me at all.
No, you're right. It's ridiculous.
Remember Angle and TNA?
No, but there's no incentive. There's not... The Rock's daughter owes Stephanie Vaquer a favour now, or any of that bullshit. Why is she giving up a championship? Why should the champion give one solitary fuck if the roster's stacked? In her opinion, the roster ain't that stacked because she's got both belts. No, see in 2001, right, when... Well, not Austin and Triple H both held the belts separately, right? But see in the past when we have had, like, double champions, or, like you said, Kurt Angle and TNA...
Lance Storm in ECW, WCW.
See the guy who's got the championships.
Even Kenny Omega.
Why would he agree with the GM that the roster's stacked if he holds both of them? Surely he should be like, well, the roster's no good enough. Gunther has the opinion on Raw that no one's on his level, right? Cody Rhodes will have that opinion. Most world champions will have the opinion that no one's on their level, and that's why Triple H, I'm the game.
Shouldn't Stephanie Vaquer be like, well, it's not that stacked because no one can beat me?
Yeah.
I defended both of these belts last week.
Gives it up like it's a fucking shite-filled nappy.
Right, but she gives it up despite us seeing in the past Kurt Angle being a belt collector on TNA, Lance Storm, God knows how, but Vince Russo gave him a shitload of belts. Kenny Omega, he had a gimmick at a point where he was the belt collector. He was winning a shitload of belts. So we see Stephanie Vaquer win the title unification just to give up the North American Championship a couple of weeks later. And it's like, why even have that match if it's going to lead to this? I just don't get it.
No, it's ridiculous. Like, there's no like group of. I remember Booker T whipped out the US title to Canyon back in 2001, but that was more we're WCW, ECW, we're a team.
And they wanted to try and spread the belts around to make that alliance look stronger.
Yep. No,
it was beneficial for Booker T to give Canyon that belt.
I just don't get why Stephanie Vaquer, for a story perspective, gives two fucks about the roster being stacked.
Right? So, it makes no sense whatsoever. Right? Second of all, The Rock's daughter says that the title, the new champion, is going to be decided in a 6-woman ladder match at Stand and Deliver. That's how they're going to determine the new champion. That is how they determined the original champion. That's how they determined the first champion for this belt at Battleground, which I think took place back in the summer. So, I mean, it's been about, 8 months since this championship's been around. Like, why are we having 2 6-women ladder matches for the NXT North American Championship in that space of time? Should a 6-women's ladder match not be a special match that happens very rarely?
Yo, it just also buries this belt.
What it is, it's just, we need an excuse to get as many women on the Stand and Deliver card as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why couldn't they have done something similar with Stephanie Vaquer that they did with Angle when he took on Benoit and Jericho?
Or, right, how about this?
What about her versus Julia and Roxanne Perez?
No, how about Stephanie Vaquer, right? Is working a feud with somebody in the Stand and Deliver. She will, because that's going to happen. She has to defend the NXT Championship. But on NXT, she's defending the North American Championship. But the person she's feuding with for the world title interferes and costs her the North American Championship. Why can't that happen? And she loses dirty.
Yeah, and then that fucking pushes on the world title feud even more.
But no, there's nothing, there's no creativity. It's just, I'm The Rock's daughter and I'm out here and I look like The Rock with a bit of eyeliner and that belt belongs to me.
Or if they even could have, if they really wanted to have a multi-person match at Stand and Deliver, why not set up the feud for the NXT Championship, whoever she's against, and then they could have had a 20-woman battle royal or something at Stand and Deliver for the North American Championship, and like you said, the person that she was feuding with in the main event for the title could have distracted her, and that could have caused her to get chucked out. It just makes no sense.
It undervalues this belt and buries it. And another thing, right? You might agree with this or disagree. Do you not feel like this is something they would only do to a face person that doesn't speak a lick of English? It's almost like, they don't really understand what giving up the belt means. No, could you imagine if Charlotte Flair won both belts? Do you think she'd give up for the competitiveness of the roster? No.
It wouldn't make any sense.
No, exactly.
She'd be like, I'm the queen. Why would I give away one of my belts to these peasants?
Yeah. And Roman Reigns, guys like that, it is a face, non-English speaking thing to do.
But here, Roman Reigns never showed up. When he beat Brock, he barely showed up. And they had no world title.
Yep.
So why didn't Nick Aldis, or whoever was there at the time, Adam Pearce, why didn't he come and say, here, for the goodness of wrestling, Roman Reigns can't be fucking bothered to show up, so we need to take one of the world titles off him? Didn't happen.
It's just...
Didn't happen, right? So first of all, it makes no sense, right? Why allow the unification match to happen if you're just going to strip away one of the belts, okay? I just don't get it. Second of all, it feels very cheap less than, 8 months later, having the exact same match that they had to crown the inaugural champion.
See, back in 2013, when Cena and Orton had that unification, obviously WWE Championship was more prestigious than the world title. Imagine if fucking Randy Orton just threw away the world title for the competitiveness of the roster. What the fuck?
No, but does that not bother you? Does the match time not bother you at all? It just feels lazy to me. What about a 6-pack elimination?
Aye, something.
It's like, why are they having the exact same match that they used to crown the inaugural champion about 8 months ago? Out of all the match types you could do. Remember they had that 6-pack challenge? Was it in 2010? You had Cena, Orton, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, I think.
Yeah.
Why can't we have something like that?
Jericho Edge.
Something a bit different.
I know.
It just feels like the 6-person ladder match is like the go-to thing for these kind of belts, right? So I've got a problem with the fact that they had the unification match just to take the belt off her. To me, that's dumb, even though she defended both belts last week, so it's not like they're not getting defended. I think it's retarded that she's agreeing to give it up. I don't like the fact they're having a ladder match to determine it. And the other thing that really bothered me was The Rock's daughter said that they've got such a stacked roster and that both belts need defended and that Stephanie Fakir wouldn't be able to defend the belts if she has both of them.
What?
Right. Last week, Stephanie Fakir defended both belts on the same show. Julia, who had the belt, she had the NXT Women's Championship for over 2 months, and she made one title defense in 2 months, and then in her second title defense, she lost to Stephanie Fakir. She made one title defense in 2 months. Stephanie Fakir only had the belt a couple of weeks and already made a double title defense on last week's show. So why is The Rock's daughter saying, oh, the belt needs to be defended regularly? Well, Julia fucking only defended it once. Belt's very... Gunther! Fucking Gunther! One premium...
There's no consistency.
Gunther's had one premium live event title defense, right? He's not had one since Bash in Berlin. That's almost 6 months ago. Roman Reigns would have he would go missing for months at a time and not even fucking show up, and there would be no world title on Raw or SmackDown. And now all of a sudden, after Stephanie Fakir having the belt for 2 weeks, and she won the belt in that unification match, right? Didn't defend it the following week and then defended both belts the week after. So she's had the belt 2 weeks and she's defended them both. But now The Rock's daughter's like, oh no, they need to be defended regularly. I didn't see Julia defend that every week.
It's ridiculous.
Julia made one title defense.
No, I know it's crap.
Well,
but the biggest flaw is what you said. Last week she defended it twice in the same night, but now she can't do it at Stand and Deliver, the biggest one of them all for NXT. Why didn't she give it up last week? See, before last week, why didn't she go, oh, I'm not going to have this match because the competitiveness is
or
too
just
much.
fucking lose one on, how about that?
Yeah, like I said, what I would do is you get rid of the North American one, but you forward the world title feud. Because she's already made you lose one belt, and at the Stand Deliver, I'm going to make you lose that one as well. But no, nothing creative. Fuck Michaels, fuck Triple H, fuck wrestling. It's shite.
Like, see, they're making it like these belts were being defended every week.
No, but do you not agree, though, that, like, say she could speak English, and I don't think it definitely more with a face they can pull it off more. But do you not think if this was Roxanne Perez, or like a Cora Jade, or someone else who speaks English properly, they wouldn't do it? Do you know this is reserved for like a face Nakamura, a face Stephanie Fakir
that can't argue or defend?
They just sit there and accept it.
They can't really dispute it. Like, I don't want to give it up or whatever. You know.
No, it's like you look at all the top people in wrestling. When the fuck would they want a belt took after?
They wouldn't. Anyway, guys, we've ranted about it for about 15 minutes here. Let us know your thoughts down below. I think it's dumb. Why even have the unification match? Here, long-term booking. Long-term booking. So was this it? Was this the long-term booking?
Yes, gentlemen, that is your whack.
It just makes no fucking sense. Yo, see if Julia was injured. And see if they were going to vacate a belt. Why not just have Julia vacate hers?
Exactly.
Oh, but we want Stephanie Fakir to be the world champ. How dumb is that though? Why not have the women's championship be defended in a ladder match? or competing for. Yeah,
no.
it's retarded, man. Straight up fucking retarded.
Brain
Anyway,
dead.
till next time. Peace.